What's up everyone? Today is a different kind of video. We'll be diving into all the questions about flipping houses. I'm giving you the real game from start to finish. If you've ever thought about getting into flips or just want to see how I run my projects, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. How do you know if a property is a good deal? For me, the biggest rule is simple. Never fall in love with the house. It's all about the spread and the timeline. Sometimes you'll take a smaller profit, but if it's a fast turnaround, it's still a win. The real key is how you buy. If you buy right, your money is safe. You can sell it at almost any point and either make money or at least break even. What you can't do is force a flip. Dumping more money into a bad buy doesn't magically make it a good deal. The numbers either make sense from day one or they don't. How much money do you need to start flipping? When you're starting out, I recommend targeting middle-class neighborhoods. Yes, people make money in lower-end areas, but those houses usually come with headaches, burn damage, squatters, and sometimes structural issues. On the flip side, high-end homes come with high risk. If you underspend, buyers will notice, and if anything goes wrong, you can blow your entire budget. A good safe starting point is being all in between $150,000 to $300,000 depending on your market. That gives you enough room to renovate without taking on insane risk. Do you need a real estate license to flip houses? No, you do not need a license to be a flipper. Anyone can technically flip a house, and most of what you learn comes from actual experience. I'm personally a licensed realtor, but that's mainly so I can market and sell properties myself and help clients with their flips. The license isn't required to flip, it just gives me more control over the buying and selling process. What's your average profit per flip and how long does it take? I try to aim for around 20% return per month on a project. So if I'm all in at $100,000 and the flip will take about 2 months, I'm expecting to net around $140,000 after the sale for it to be worth my time. The timeline matters just as much as the profit. A quick clean flip with a solid return is always better than a long messy one with slightly better numbers. What's the biggest expense people forget about? It's always the hidden things that are tied to the big jobs. For example, you think about demo, but you forget about the dumpsters, the dump fees, and the extra labor to haul everything out. You plan for new flooring, but you forget you might need subfloor repairs or leveling or removal of the old flooring, which is a whole extra cost on its own. It's not usually the major stuff that sneaks up on you, it's the smaller expenses attached to the major stuff. How do you choose what to renovate and what to leave as is? The goal is always to leave an impression and make the house better than how you found it. You don't always need to go big, but whatever you do, it has to be clean, modern, and done right for the next buyer. I always start with the kitchen and the bathrooms because those sell houses. Sometimes they just need a refresh, painted cabinets, new hardware, maybe a new vanity. Other times they need a full remodel. Then I update the lighting, give everything a fresh coat of paint, and make the place feel bright and new. But don't ignore the important stuff. Mechanicals, roof, plumbing, electrical. A pretty house with hidden problems is the fastest way to lose money and buyers. How do you find and manage contractors? My rule is hire slow, fire fast. You want people who take pride in their work, communicate well, and stay honest, even if they cost a little more. Cheap work ends up being the most expensive work in the long run. For small jobs, you can crowdsource recommendations and interview a few people. But for the major things, stick with the contractors you trust and have built relationships with over time. In the beginning, you'll go through several people before you find your crew. That's normal. Just make sure whoever you bring in has credibility, references, or past work you can actually verify. What's your biggest mistake or lesson learned from a past flip? My biggest mistake was trying to do too much. At the end of the day, you're not the one living in the house. Your job isn't to create your dream home. It's to do clean, solid work that appeals to your target buyer. Another lesson I learned early on is that over-renovating destroys your budget, while under-renovating destroys your resale. You need to read the neighborhood, match the level of finish to the area, not to your personal taste. How do you estimate renovation costs before buying? Honestly, this just comes with experience. Nowadays, I can walk into a house and immediately ballpark most of the costs. When you're just starting out, get actual quotes, even from pictures if you have to. Though that can burn you because surprises always pop up. The most important rule is always overestimate. If you think something might be 8,000, run your numbers at 10,000. Extra cushion saves you. What's the hardest part of flipping houses? The hardest part is staying on timeline. If one contractor slows down, the whole project gets pushed back, and that means more holding costs and more stress. And I'll be honest, sometimes the delay is on me. Even if I don't order something in time or I'm not ready for the next phase, it creates a chain reaction. Flipping is basically project management on a deadline. Is it better to flip or buy and hold as a rental? It depends on your goals. With rentals, expectations are usually lower. If I'm looking for a rental, I don't mind ending with around 20% equity if the property is in a strong area and worth managing long term. Flipping is different. I'm aiming for a 20% return per month of the project timeline. It's more active, more intense, but the money turns faster. One isn't better than the other, they just serve different purposes. What advice would you give someone who wants to flip their first house? Start simple. Don't chase the biggest project or the cheapest house. Pick a starter flip in a solid neighborhood, run your numbers conservatively, and stay disciplined with your budget. Build a team you trust, expect mistakes, and understand that your first flip is more about learning the process than in getting rich. If you can walk away with experience, confidence, and even a small profit, that's a win in my book. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment any other questions you want me to cover in the next Q&A. I'll see you in the next episode.